Welcome to Combos from the Couch by LifeStance Health, where leading mental health professionals help guide you on your journey to a healthier, more fulfilling life. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Combos from the Couch. I'm Nicolette Leanza, and today I'm joined by fellow LifeStance therapist Jordan Parmenter. And we're diving into one of the most fun and surprisingly insightful year-end traditions, Spotify Wrapped. From our top songs to our listening personalities, we'll unpack what our Wrapped results may say about us and explore why we're so drawn to this musical mirror. So welcome, Jordan. Great to have you back on.
Yes, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me on again.
Would you consider yourself an expert in this field at all of Spotify Wrapped?
I feel like I'm an expert because I look forward to it every single year.
You and so many others for sure.
Yes.
So to jump in, can you tell us exactly what is Spotify Wrapped for anyone who might not be familiar?
Yes. So Spotify is it's a music platform, but you can have audiobooks, podcasts, listen to all the things on Spotify. But Spotify Wrapped is like an annual feature that comes out towards the end of the year. And it's basically an entire assessment of what you've been listening to the entire year, whether it's like your music, your podcast, genres, like top artists, like everything. And it's put in this really fun, shareable format. And they usually have a theme or a certain design every year. So it makes it really fun to go through it. If people know about like Instagram stories, Facebook stories, it's like things that you can click through. You can share it to your social medias. So it's a fun thing to look forward to because it wraps up your entire year, as it says, Spotify Wrapped, and you get to see what you're listening to, how often you're listening to things. It is a plethora of fun information to be able to sort through and share. I think the sharing part is like the most important and most fun part of it. Yeah.
Definitely. So from your perspective, what do you think our Wrapped results say about us? Like how much do they really reflect who we are?
It's okay. Spotify Wrapped is definitely not like an MBTI. Like it's not like
Right.
an
It's not a formal
evidence-based.
psychological
Right.
assessment, obviously, or
Exactly.
a personality assessment.
I like to think of it more as it tells the story of our year and what like we have gone through. And I think they say like smell is like the most popular scent that like brings back memories, but I also think that like music can do that too. And it just takes you throughout your entire life. So I feel like it tells you about what your year was like, what you went through. But I also just think it's fun to see patterns of what you listen to the most. And there are people that use their Spotify Wrapped very intentionally. They will listen to certain things throughout the year. So that certain thing is put on their Spotify Wrapped.
Right. Yeah. The massage it a bit to make it
Mhm.
that. That's
Exactly.
interesting.
I would agree. I think about the first time that I used Spotify Wrapped, which was probably like in 2018, 2019 when I got into K-pop. And that was the most fun Spotify Wrapped for me because all of my like top 5 artists were all K-pop, obviously BTS being number one. My top number one genre was K-pop. I think I was in the like top 0.05 or 0.005% of BTS listeners.
Wow,
Yeah,
I want to applaud you. That's really impressive.
when Dynamite came out from BTS, I think it said I listened to that over 15,000 times in a year. Like
Wow, Jordan.
I know. So I'm like, and I wear that with that badge of honor, and I put that all over my socials. So it's
Of
like
course.
people use it to look back on their year, and some people are very intentional about using it because they want to see a certain thing on their Wrapped when it comes up. Yeah, absolutely.
So why does seeing our year in music feel so emotionally significant or compelling to us, even though it's
Mhm.
just data on what we're listening to?
Yeah, I think it makes us feel seen. It's like it's a nice way to feel validated, like something gets me and they understand me. And then it becomes a very palpable format to be able to put out there. It's a fun thing to be like, this thing sees me, it represents me. And so then I can put that out for other people to then see me. Like we talked about in the K-pop podcast of like,
Yeah.
sense of belonging.
Yep.
The validation is very important to us as humans because we're humans. And I think Spotify Wrapped is a version of that. It gives us a sense of like someone understands us, and then it makes it easier for us to then put that out there, share with other people, maybe connect with other people. Like it's a really cool platform. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I
Mhm.
agree. Now, you mentioned already the social aspect to rap, people
Yes.
posting the results, comparing maybe even playlists, even joking about them. How does FOMO or social comparisons play into all this?
Yeah, yeah. I think FOMO is a hard one because I would never want it to make it feel like someone has to have Spotify because you do have the free version that comes with commercials, but most people pay for it, right? So I don't want anyone to feel like they have to have it and they're missing out. But I think the visual side of it, when you look on your social media, whatever you use, and you see a lot of people posting their Spotify wrapped, it's hard to not be like, dang, like, I wish I could do that. I wish I had that, and I think I don't know if inspires the right word, but, like, it draws a lot of people to want to then do that themselves
Mhm.
so they can have that information. So, again, they can engage with the community and feel like
Right.
they're part of something. So, I think that's why you see a lot of people that use Spotify Wrap because it's this commonality thing that anybody can access and
Mm.
put out there, and I think that's really fun for individuals, and I think there are some people that experience FOMO with it because they're like, I want to be part of this too. I want to
Right.
know what I'm listening to. Like, I want to know what that data is. Some people are very data driven people and they like to see that. And so I think it's like I want to be part of this too. And I think that's where the
Right.
FOMO comes in, the social comparison of, oh, you're listening to that. I'm listening to this. Or, oh my
Right.
God, we
Right.
both like K pop. I didn't know you like K pop. Or, oh, you
Right.
like country. Like, it tells you a lot about somebody that you might not know, that you think you would know because music is like very common, but sometimes you still get surprised about that.
That
Yeah.
it's interesting, it's true, like, getting a sense of what other people listen to. For example,
Yes.
my daughter really likes country. I am
Mhm.
not a fan of country, but when we're in the car listening together for Spotify, there's country EDM. So it's a nice mixture of country mixed with dance music. And so my Spotify
Wow.
rap actually has a lot of that infused in there, which makes me laugh. So, but it brings
Yes.
us together. What a nice compromise for us.
What a nice compromise. I did not know that country and EDM was a thing. I'm obsessed with this. Like it's and me as a person, I take my Spotify Wrapped very seriously. So I do not let anybody touch my Spotify. No one's allowed to
Oh,
listen to anything on my Spotify because if you mess up my algorithm as to what I think I'm gonna have, I'm gonna be upset.
oh my
Like
gosh, that's hilarious. You're like, nope, nope, this is mine. You're protecting it pretty close to your heart
exactly.
there, huh?
Exactly. I'm very intentional about what is listened to on Spotify. If I'm very auditory processing person, like if I need music to focus, so I have like my 17 plus hour K-pop playlist that I will just have on the background because even if I'm not listening to it, I better have K-pop somewhere number one on my Spotify Wrapped. So I'm like, I am very like nobody touches this.
Right.
Nobody touches my Spotify. Don't mess it up.
As we're recording this episode, the raps hasn't they haven't come out yet, but I can probably guarantee number one is going to be BTS for you, huh?
1,000%. If it's not, it's rigged. I don't know what it is. If it's not BTS or 17, I'll give it to 17. 17 could possibly steal that spot for me, but my number one genre better be K-pop.
Oh, definitely. I'm sure that
Mm,
for
that
sure.
for sure. That'll go 7 years strong of K-pop being like number one genre. So
Nice, nice. So a
yes.
lot of people say they feel called out or even embarrassed by their rap results. Why do you think we react that way to our own listening habits?
I very much called out of I don't think maybe we realize what we're listening to or what we're doing until we like see it because it becomes a habit. And I
Hmm.
think the social comparison comes into that too with embarrassment because like there's stereotypes about different music genres. And I think like, for example, like I'll just use K-pop as an example. There are some people that love K-pop, but they get embarrassed about saying it because of the stereotypes of K-pop, which we
Uh,
talked about in our last podcast. If you want to go listen to that, go ahead. It's
which you were fabulous in,
thank you,
for sure.
thank you, thank you. I think there's a stereotype with certain genres, so people get
Hmm.
embarrassed to say that of, "Oh, I didn't know I listened to it that much, and now it's on my Wrapped, and I can't." When you get your Wrapped, you can't edit it, you
Hmm.
can't rearrange it or anything, so what it shows up is what it is, and I think some people get embarrassed because of the perception that they think others are gonna have on it. In
Hmm.
my head,
Hmm.
I'm like, "You should be proud of anything and everything that you're listening to." I have No qualms. If people think that K-pop's weird, I'm like, that's on you, boo. That's not my problem. But I think it's like the calling out or the embarrassment comes from like, how are others going to perceive this? And I think that's where
Mhm.
it becomes a little finicky. Yeah.
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 That's a good
Mhm.
word, a little finicky for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, any other insights you'd like to share?
Like I was saying before, like Spotify Wrapped is a fun tool. It's
Mhm.
fun to engage in, it's fun to share, but you don't need to feel called out by it. You don't need to feel embarrassed about it. And you don't need to feel FOMO about it too. There are other
Mhm.
ways that you can share this part of you on your socials in your life. That doesn't mean that you have to have a Spotify, right? This is just, I think some people maybe take it a little bit overboard where in reality it's just like you were saying earlier, collecting data to just show you like here's what you're listening to the
Right.
most and like
Right.
X, Y, and Z. I think we shouldn't forget that it's just a fun tool to look forward to. But if it provides meaning for you, amazing, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Like it doesn't need to
Mhm.
be a big thing if you don't want it to be. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
agree. Jordan, once
Yes.
again, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your knowledge. You have vast knowledge of Spotify Wrapped here, so thank you for sharing it with us. And I'm
Of
definitely looking
course.
forward to seeing mine. And we already have a sense of what yours is going to be
Of
looking like
course.
since you definitely cultivate it. Definitely.
Yes,
So,
very intentional. I know for a fact I have screenshots in my photos throughout the years of like the Spotify stuff because it's like things that I'm like, "Ooh, I remember one year they did like an aura. What is your aura?" And at the end, it's this picture that they paint of your aura. And it's just so fun. Like they have, like I said,
mhm.
every year is a different theme. And I think that is what makes it fun too, that people look forward to sharing. So I definitely know what mine will look like.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what the theme is this year because I have no idea what it's going to
Right.
be, but I'm
Right.
sure it'll be cool.
Definitely anticipating it for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Once again, thank you. Love to have you come back on for sure.
Thank you so much.
I'd also like to thank the team behind the podcast, Jason Clayton and Juliana Whitten. Thank you for listening to Converse from the Couch. Take care, everyone.